Hello, this is Embarkation Nation here. My name's Andrew. This is Jen, if you don't know.
Hi, I'm Jennifer.
This is going to be part 2 of the Vista series. First and foremost, the reason I'm wearing this shirt on part 1 is because we're doing this back to back.
Yes.
We're lazy. We're just going to do it that way.
So,
yeah.
Hi.
Here it is. Now, disclaimer. This is going to be our dislikes, and this is from our perspective.
Yes.
And I know we might come off as
we don't want
entitled. We don't want to come off entitled.
No, not at all.
We don't want to come off that way. It's just things we notice. And I want to start doing this with other cruises too. I want to critique. I guess that would be what it's called.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I'm blessed to go on. We are blessed to go on cruises. But at the end of the day, you should have certain expectations when you're going on a cruise ship, especially if you're paying anywhere you go. Not even just a cruise ship; it could be anywhere. If you're expected to pay a certain amount of money, you have certain expectations. At the end of the day, no cruise ship is ever going to be perfect.
No.
You're always going to find flaws in something, but as long as you go in and you enjoy yourself, and that's all you care about, that's fine.
And I will say this too: if you're looking for that mean list, we're not those people either.
No.
We are definitely believers on if it's how you view things and your perspective and your outlook. And so our list is not going to be one of those that's just really aggressive either. But we wanted to just kind of share what we just did not dislike about the Vista.
Yeah, and that's why we did the top first.
It's the first time we had been on the Vista class, and we've normally been on the Dream class and in some of the smaller ships. So we were kind of really excited about a larger class ship because we are going on the Jubilee in December of 2023, and so we were excited about experiencing this next size class ship, and so we were kind of excited. But the layout of the ship, even though it was a bigger ship, to us felt smaller than the Dream or even the Freedom. So
that's number one.
And that's number one.
Yeah, number one.
The layout.
The layout of it looked like they, from my perspective, might be from yours too. It looked like they try to just jam everything together.
Yeah.
Like they just kind of all right, let's throw all this
in the middle.
And just.
Which is great if you're going up and down the elevators and stuff, and so I do appreciate that. But the thing, in our live video, we mentioned how much we love the seating on the Lido, but when you were on decks 3, 4, and 5, it was no seating. So it was just kind of, the layout to us was a little weird. And the way that they have the walking paths and with the outside deck too, it just felt a little crowded. And we have a toddler, and so she, she's not one of those who's going to walk in a straight line. We've got to bounce here, bounce there, and if the area's kind of crowded, we don't want to touch anybody. We're still kind of getting over, you got to be preventative of sicknesses anyways on a cruise ship. So we don't really want to touch people, but even it just felt like you couldn't help it in some areas, especially mid to aft on deck 5. It just felt really crowded. Yeah. And so we just wanted to kind of let you know about that. If you're going and you're like us expecting a big open space because it's a larger class ship, the layout kind of...
It was very tight.
Very
tight. And there was also some areas that I wasn't used to. So the Italian food restaurant, what is it?
Del Cappuccino, something like that.
Del Cappuccino. You have something on your mind? No, the Cappuccino. The basketball court felt like it was on top of the restaurant.
I've never noticed that on a cruise before. It was like you're trying to eat this, and then you kind of got this I don't know, Lady and the Tramp ambiance, you hear the Italian music, and then it's bomb, 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 with the basketballs on top, and just kind of
hit differently, because I don't know.
Weird.
I don't recall the basketball court on the Dream being that close.
No, because it's kind of, I think, beside it because of the way the layout is. So it just kind of felt a little like we were trying to have this nice quiet lunch, and you got bah.
So to us it felt
awkward.
It felt small. Some areas felt kind of small.
Yeah. And some areas felt large. It just didn't feel proportionate.
Yeah. And to somebody it might not be a big deal. I feel like if you're in a larger family, if you have like, a family of like 4 or 5, it might be a little tough.
Yeah.
But I mean, to each his own. I mean, that's just from what we perceive.
That was one of our dislikes.
And then on to our next, number 7. It definitely needs to be dry docked. It needs TLC. When I was doing the room tour, I didn't really point it out because I didn't want to like bash anybody, but there was like cabinet doors like hanging on hinges.
We do the gift exchange, and we were on decks 1 and 2, and like you'd be walking and you'd find like a soft spot in the floor, and it kind of smelled like mold in a couple areas.
Yeah.
And again, we've been on older cruise ships. We understand. It was just, something that we were kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also, I think in the Belize video, I pointed out that there's a lot of rust on the outside of the ship. I think even in our Honduras video, I was talking about the aft of the ship. It has a lot of rust on it. And again, it doesn't mess with the integrity of the ship. It's just something that we noticed. It definitely needs to be dry docked. It needs some love. To me, it was kind of, I guess, weird to think that it's a much newer ship than the Carnival Dream, which we were just on in August, but it felt older. Just because some of the maintenance issues we noticed. It just, even though it's a newer ship, it didn't have, it needs some love.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just like, maybe the ships are made differently, or maybe, honestly, I think the Vista, it's because it's one of those ships that is sought after. A lot of people go on that cruise.
Well, and it's out of Texas, and there's a lot of cruises out of Texas too.
Yeah, I mean the Vista. You hear the Vista, and it's like, oh, we gotta. That's a bucket list cruise, and I think it's ran so much, it just needs some TLC at the end of the day.
And for us, this was a cruise we booked 3 times to be on this ship. So we've been on the Dream 3 times. We've been on the Freedom a couple times. A couple other ships we've been on multiple times. And this was like, it seemed like every time we would book the Vista, something would happen. But I remember watching videos in like 2018, 2019, and being like, oh my gosh, that looks like such a fun, cool cruise ship. It was still kind of the new one. I think it came out in 2016, with the different activities at the top, and just, this is before the Bolt and the Mardi Gras and all that. And so we rebooked this cruise in 2020, and so it just kind of, like, to us, it was like, man, this is a newer ship, but it just needed some love. And going into number 3 of what we disliked about it is that it does need some love, and it had propulsion issues.
Yes, and it's known. It's known that it has propulsion
known
issue.
We knew about it before we got on the ship. We want to stress that, we knew it had issues.
Yeah.
We didn't know it had the rust and soft floors, but we knew that it had propulsion issues, and it just kind of, again, the thing we kind of dislike is we love going to Cozumel, being that we cruised out of Galveston. Every cruise seems to go to Cozumel from Galveston, so we always have activities planned, and we had an excursion booked, but due to the fact that with the propulsion issues, we actually ended up day of deciding not to even chance it because we did not want to be left. We didn't want to be those pier runners with a 3-year-old. It just felt like a nightmare for us.
The thing is, if it probably would have been different if we didn't have enough family, but we didn't want to take that chance.
No.
We're usually like, we want to be like 3 hours early on a cruise ship. It's just our personal thing. Like, we don't want to be those people that have to run all the way to the cruise.
I'm not running. I'm just, I'm not a person that's going to be running down the pier. So it was just, again, we knew about the issue, so it's why it's probably number 3 on our list, not number 1. But it just, man, I mean, the Vista needs some love, and definitely, I'm glad they're dry docking it in 2024. So if you're watching this video after 2024, hopefully they've solved some of those issues, and please don't be discouraged by your cruise.
Yeah, and after the dry dock, I would probably take a look at the updates.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I would. I mean, if there was a deal, I would probably go on the Vista again. I mean, I'd probably go on any cruise, but I'd go on the cruise. I'd go on the Vista. I enjoyed it. It's just, the things that we see. It's just,
So number 4.
Number 4. Which one is number 4? Okay. So I hate to say it, but number 4. The food in general, besides the steakhouse, I didn't feel like it was that good.
No. So we just came off the Dream in August, where to me that food seemed above average. So it seemed like for us on that cruise, it was like even something that I maybe would be like about on a cruise ship. I was like, man, this is really good. On the Dream, we had such an experience with the food that we were really looking forward to the Vista, and it just fell a little flat. Service, again, we will never knock service. We know that crew members work very, very hard. We have so much respect for the crew members, so this is not anything on the crew. We just felt like the food just wasn't as good as the Dream. Yeah. And so we had just gotten off that Dream where everything was so great, and then when we get on the Vista, we were, I guess, kind of thinking it would be the same way, and it just felt like nothing had flavor to me, or maybe it was, I don't know, like, it just, something was missing. Things that we normally love on a cruise ship, we just didn't like on the Vista. I mean, I went to lobster night, which is something I look forward to. It's the only night we dressed up and went to dinner, actually, in the main dining room, which is not like us either, just so you know. And I mean, it felt a little rubbery, or, I was just kind of like, but again, we ate it. We didn't starve. It wasn't, oh gosh, never going to cruise again. We were just a little disappointed in the food. Again, that's our experience, and we want to stress that. So if you're somebody that's a foodie, you just may want to consider that.
Right. Like, as of right now, the food, it wasn't the greatest. It was, I ate it, and I didn't complain. I normally don't complain about food.
No, we're not the people to send it back either.
Like,
it just was like, I mean, and again, we don't want to be those people, but, it's just like, it just felt a little flat. It was like, okay. Like, I will say Blue Iguana, an Italian restaurant, and the steakhouse were good. But, like, guys, and the pizza, which are things we normally love. I
normally love the pizza. And
it wasn't good.
I didn't think it was as good as the Dream.
Main dining room, same thing. It was just like, it was just missing something. And again, the crew worked as hard as they could, and we didn't complain on the ship. I will say that. We don't complain. Like, we wanted to just kind of share that. And then number 5.
Number 5, our last one. So, I don't know, like, I don't think I've ever been on an elite cruise. So an elite cruise, it can be fairly crowded in a casino. We talk about it being crowded anyways.
With the layout.
With the layout and everything. It was extremely crowded, and there were some entitled guests.
Yes.
So, side note, we booked this cruise prior to it being an elite cruise. So we didn't know at the time, hey, this is an elite cruise.
Right.
Like, it was kind of like...
We booked this cruise July 4th, 2020. So we went on this cruise January 28, 2023. So we booked this cruise almost 2.5 years out. So I think as soon as they kind of released the booking for it, that's when we decided to do it. Now, if you watch our channel, you know that we love to gamble. A lot of the cruise deals we get are because we gamble. But because of the layout of the Vista, and with it being an extremely crowded elite cruise, it just was not enjoyable for us. Like, you couldn't hardly get a machine, and the servers were working as hard as they could, but there was just, the demand was higher than they could give. Again, nothing on the crew. If we just want to say, like, if you are going on the Vista and it's a elite cruise, and you are a person that likes to hang out in the casino, just be mindful of that. If you're not a person who goes to the casino and that's not your vibe, you're probably going to be fine.
Yeah.
Just so you know. I mean, cruise ships are selling at capacity, if not higher now anyways. But it just felt like this was an elite cruise. And with elite cruise, you get entitled elite cruisers. And we did encounter some, and again, this is not on Carnival, but some people who just felt like they were, I'm an elite cruiser. I should push people out of the way for an elevator, or knock a 3-year-old out of the way. And it's just like, hey, we're all on this cruise. We all paid money to be here. Please don't be that guest. So, again, our list is not something that is, I'm never going to cruise again. We're not those people. We love cruising. We always encourage people to cruise. But there were some things that we disliked about this trip. And it was just, again, not things that we said and made note of. So, I mean, maybe we should have before we made a video, but we were just kind of thinking of things that like we really liked on the Vista, and things that we were kind of like, I wish this was kind of improved.
Yeah.
And so we just wanted you to know our experience, and if you're booking the Vista, there's some things to consider.
Yeah.
We just hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave your comments below if you've been on the Vista, if you encountered the same things, if there was things you disliked that maybe we didn't put on our list. We would love to hear that as well. And then too, if there's things that you experienced on the Vista and that we maybe just, that was not our thing, let us know that below too. And then also like and subscribe to us. We love to cruise. We're a little quirky sometimes, so just let us know.
Yeah.
We look forward to hearing your comments about the Vista.
Yeah. I think that's it. I think that covers everything. I think the Vista is officially, the series has officially ended. This is our last.
Yeah.
I'm so sad.
Carnival has always been amazing to us.
Oh, yeah.
We love Carnival. We are trying other cruise lines, such as Norwegian, Royal. We're probably going to sneak a Disney in there in 2025.
Yeah.
But Carnival's always been good to us. So please, again, if you're looking for that list of bashing for Carnival, we're not that channel.
No.
But
no.
We definitely appreciate you, and we look forward to hearing your thoughts. I hope you have a great day, and live each day like it's embarkation day.
Yay, you said it.
Ooh.
Oh.